Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the premiere of season 2 of Rollplay Far Verona. So we have some familiar figures. We have a group of Crux toughs here on behest of the Imperial Order. They have arrived, and they seem to be there. They know what they're looking for. We see a group of them head straight for the comm center. Now, inside. I think now you're all aware of the landing of this shuttle. You've heard it land. You can't hear them communicating or anything. You don't know how many of them there are. No one's looked outside yet. But Haley, you were standing right by the door. You're walking to the door. What do we see
Yeah,
you
I
do? Do
was
you pop it
I
open
was
or?
I was gonna take a peek. I'm pretty low to the ground. People might not be looking for little eyes right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to try to open the door enough that you can peek out and that they don't notice you?
Yeah, do you want me to stealth roll?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. It's a role playing game tradition. Rolling stealth. All right. So in this game, the difficulty of your roll is determined by how perceptive your opponents are. So let me look at a member of Hunter Team Kodiak Zvi and see how good they are at noticing shit. It looks like, let's see, perception. Ah, there we go. Looks like two. They're not especially good at it. They're here. Someone else notices problems. They solve them. So you're gonna make a roll using two purple dice. That's the
Okay,
difficulty.
2 purple against my stealth, yeah.
Yeah. So put two purple and then scroll down and then hit the die in your stealth, and we'll see how you do.
Oh,
Ooh,
Whoa, so
yeah.
stealthy. Okay,
spicy.
incredibly stealthy. Now you've got two thread on there. So I think I'm just gonna apply the general, like, this is the easiest thing to do with those threat is just to give you stress, right? It's a stressful situation. So I think that you mark two strain and carry on. When you run out of
And that
strain, bad things happen, but for now you're okay. You'll take those as penalties as we go.
I'm sorry, and
Um
and I'm putting those on
mhm.
my current or my threshold?
So your threshold never changes. Sorry, when I say take strain, they're not like hit points. Like, you don't have 10 strain and you lose them. You build up strain towards your threshold, and if you
Okay.
go over your threshold, bad stuff happens. So you're taking some strain, and you can feel the pressure of the situation. So you open the door enough, and inside, because the door was basically sealed, inside there is the volume changes. Right, we all hear the outside noise of the wind, driven by the firestorm that's still a kilometer or so away. That wind is blown into the comm center. It swirls around. Everybody's clothes kind of get like pulled on a little bit. But outside, Unit B, Team B, does not see the door open. They're approaching, and we see them, like scanning the area, looking at the grain silo, kind of doing the roadie run up towards the comm center. You get a look out through the crack in the door. You're able to keep the door from opening all the way. Yeah, you see six. They're reasonably, they're not heavily armed. They have like bullpup laser rifles in the House Crux colors, and you see them hustling from a shuttle towards the comm center.
Uh, so she'll kinda turn around and try to lock eyes with as many people as she can she says, "They're coming right for us."
You feel Martin's hand close around your upper arm, and he yanks you away from the door. Unless you want to resist him, I don't know if you just let him pull you. Um, but
Fucking hey,
he's
Martin.
hey. So here's the thing about it, and you will Mark is nodding because Mark knows how I do. You you give me the rope, and I will make it into a noose, and then you can hang yourself with it. So Martin
Yep.
grabs you by the arm, grabs you by the arm and yanks you into the room unless you like fight back. And he pulls you into the room, like, and he says, he's like, "Get away from there." Do you let him, or do you try to pull away from him when he grabs you?
I mean, despite how
Oh, also he has a gun
my
now. He didn't have a
ugh,
gun before, but he has this big ass pistol in his other hand. It's a like an enormous, like maybe a mag pistol or something. He's got it in his other hand, and he grabs you with his left hand. And he's not threatening you with the gun, obviously, because he would never hurt you. But he grabs your arm and yanks you away from the door.
I'm getting an eye on the situation, Martin. What are you doing for us?
It's it's dangerous out there. You could get hurt. And he turns you and like physically moves you away from the door so that you can't like, and then the door slides shut.
Okay, well, I've seen what I've seen, so what is your big plan?
He looks at Yasna. What are you doing, Yasna?
Well,
And this is like
was
an
there
unconscious thing, right? He doesn't look at you like Yasna will have an answer. His eyes look at you because he assumes you're already in charge.
right,
So what do
right.
you we cut to
So
you.
did I get any look out that door?
No, so Haley went to the door, you went to the window. The window is still jammed shut. The only way out of here are these shuttered windows. I guess unless you want to use like a debt charge on the wall,
Right.
but
I
the
don't
only
I mean,
the only
because
normal way out is through one of these shutters, which are all powered down right now, or out through that main door, which you managed
well,
to
Haley
go.
said, like, they're coming right for us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Haley tried to communicate to everybody, so unless somebody was actively not
Right.
listening, then
The reaction to that would have been knowing we can't go out the front door to actually go to the back and, where the shutters were open to try to create a secondary escape path.
Yeah, yeah. You want to try to open the way out the at the back. Okay, sure.
Yes.
Do that by
Johnny
now.
will help.
I was gonna say you've
I
already tried that, and yeah. So you want to head
Well,
over and
yeah, but these were open, right? Like, these are they
it was open enough to look through, yeah, not open enough to get a person through, but you could, like, keep opening them,
I mean,
enough that you might be able to squeeze someone
that's why
through.
we have Johnny Collins, right? Like, just to
Hey, how can I be of assistance? Anything I can do for you, Yasna? And he kind of,
I literally point to the shutters and just
hmm, simple enough. And he goes over and just attempts to like strong arm it.
Okay, alright, sure. So when you walk over, we see Christine. Now Christine is, like, nervous about what's going on here. She's been kind of standing at the back of the room. I think that she's, like, still stuck in this scene that happened before we got here, where she's, like, really upset about Louise, and she's just staring at the body under the filthy, like, and so she's just like, she looks over at you, like, she's finally come around to the fact that something is going on, and she looks over at you concerned, Johnny, like, she's like, "Oh, no. Oh god, we're screwed. What's happening?" And you just ignore her and go over, and you're like, "I have window stuff to do."
I mean, so
Yeah, that's fair.
at this point, he's been given like a not a command, but definitely like a hey, could you help out? And
Yeah.
bam, that's
Be of be of
exactly
you.
what his programming does. So, I mean, he's aware of Haley, but at present, this is closer, I guess. So
Okay.
just kind of taking it
Alright,
off the
so
list.
yeah, Yasna just gestures, like, at the
mhm.
window. Alright,
Mm-hmm.
let's have you make that same roll. It's a athletics roll. I'll give you add in 2 purple dice for the difficulty, but because the window is already partly opened, throw in a little blue square, little blue D6. Give yourself a boost
Okay.
die. And then under your skills, find athletics and click that D20 on the far right.
Okay. Now because my brawn is better. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Just
Yeah,
checking.
athletics will automatically. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So here's the thing. You got lots of advantage. Yeah, lots of advantage, but you can't get it open wide enough. How about this? You can't open it wide enough for an adult-sized human to get through. We'll
Ah,
just we'll just say you get it wide enough. You could maybe jam an 8-year-old in there, but you
It's
can't
weirdly
fit.
8-year-old shaped
It's exactly
perfectly.
the shape of a vulnerable 8-year-old that you could just bonk through there. And it is on the back, it's on the back wall of the comm center. So yeah. The comm center is just to give you a clear idea as we kind of like cut to see the room. So there's windows on all the sides, but most of them are shut, which is why it's so dark in here. Most of them are shut by the automated security system that kicked in, probably like 20 years ago. The window you have pried open, you've basically got one of the slats pulled up, and now you're able to bend that slat and the one below it to create a hole. That looks out into the back. The room itself has desks around the outside with comm equipment, so microphones, screens that are dead, keyboards, various like shut down communication equipment. There's like a backup generator that's been dead and dry for years. And then on top of the comm center from the outside, there is a big rusted satellite dish, and it's probably
mm,
tilted at such an angle that the bottom of the dish is full of like silt and dust.
huh.
But now we see you bend open this window, and you can see outside the rusty sky. You can see in the vast distance, you can see the churning machines, and you can feel. I don't know. Do you have a sense of touch? You must, at least in your hands, right? If you're a
Yeah.
bartender.
Yeah,
Okay, so
absolutely.
you have like touch sensors on your face. Okay, so
Mhm.
your processor registers heat levels outside as being very high, and then there's like wind and silt and stuff that's blowing in your face. But yeah, you managed to crank it open big enough.
So and
Um,
it's just big enough for basically not
yeah, like
not
you
emptying,
could
right?
you could fit Frodo through this hole, but not like
So
Samwise.
I think at this point, like Yasna sort of she takes her helmet off, and
Mhm.
just out of her helmet is like it's just hair just continues to fall down, and it goes all the way down to about her knees. And she pulls this
Damn.
little rod out that is about about 6 inches, and she like sticks it into the back and like presses a button, and
Mhm.
it flips out and spreads her hair, and then it like braids it all and puts it all back
Whoa,
up into
sick.
her thing. And she turns to Johnny and she's like, "This is only big enough for a child."
Well, it turns out we have a child.
Well,
Haley,
technically, uh,
I mean,
all right,
child shape,
right.
as it
Thank
were.
you for specifying. Um, yeah, Haley's gonna throw down her bag that she has and put on one of her dresses on over her like sleek black outfit, and then buttons that up at the back, and then turns to Johnny and is like, "How does my hair look?"
It's just like a just fluffs the front part because there's like a curl out of place. But since he's very like trying to be artistic and okay, there we go, perfect, looking beautiful, my dear.
Thank you, Johnny. Will you give me a boost out the window?
So when you
Yeah,
say
you
out
got
the wind, when you say out the window, Martin clearly and authoritatively says, "No, no, no, no way." And I think walks towards you, Haley, as if to again like grab you and be like, "You're not doing this. Don't stop even entertaining this idea." But he's addressing Johnny when he says, "No way, no, not happening."
I mean, I think we should leave it up to Haley, in my humble opinion, sir. Of
If there are soldiers out there, we can't let her go out by herself. Once she's out
Why
there, she's
not?
totally on her own. We can't help her.
Course we can. We can just cheer her on from the sideline.
He scowls at you and he turns to Autumn, who, what have you been doing this whole time, Autumn, while everybody's like arguing and yanking windows open? He turns
I
to you
mean,
as if like help me talk some sense into
yeah.
these morons as he gesticulates with his gun.
If I mean, I've not. So I heard Haley say that they're coming.
Yeah.
But we at this point we don't know who that refers to, right? But I'm guessing that we can make some
You
assumptions.
Yeah, I think because your cultural background for this might be a little different from everybody else. When someone says
Hmm.
they're coming, if you're a synth, they almost always means some kind of imperial death squad. It might be
Mhm.
a group of like triangulum retirement specialists. It might be the jackbooted thugs of House Crux. Every house has their own means and methods for dispatching synths.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what
Uh,
pops into your head, but
Terror. So
yeah, right.
Autumn looks terrified. And she's kind of been sat there quietly and she has no idea what to do now. She just doesn't really know what to do, but will look back up to Martin and then look at the rest and say like, no, yeah, we can't send her out there on her own. You don't understand. It's not just a few thugs. These people are trained killers. They're coming for you. They're coming for us.
So Martin is nodding, like, thank you, like fucking finally, someone with some sense. And he turns back to Johnny and Haley and Yazda, and he says, see, it's not safe. She's just gonna go out there and get killed. I'm not gonna let
So
that happen.
I have a question, Adam. You
Mhm.
specifically said when the door opened that like we could hear all of the sounds of the outside. So, considering that I was formerly of a House Crux synth wrangling group,
Sure.
would I
Oh
have
yeah.
What?
recognized would I have recognized like the sound of the ship and immediately known what we were up against?
Yes. Yeah, I think you make a roll. Let's see what you know. So let's take a look. That's a great point. Like you've been on the other end of this op many times. Let me take a look here. Like it's probably a knowledge skill of some kind. You know what? Roll your knowledge and give yourself. Let's give you 2 boost dice, and we'll call it a difficulty 2 because that's fine. So two purple and 2 light blue in your pool, and then roll your knowledge skill, which is all the way down at the bottom.
I see it. So 2 purple and 2 light blue, and
Yeah,
then
2 purple, 2 light blue. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, things done changed. So you recognize the sound of a drop shuttle, right? But something about the harmonics of the landing engine are different. This is clearly a new model, which means they might have changed tactics, which means like it's been a while and yeah, you don't know how many they are going to have, you don't know how many are like people are going to be in there, what armaments they're going to have, but yeah, just and something about that, I think that's the impression that you come away with is like, oh, it's been a long time.
When
Yeah.
I looked out the door, though, would I have recognized like the symbol on the shuttle and could communicate that to
Yeah.
Yasmin?
It's.
Okay.
I mean, there's. It would be very unusual for anyone to be flying around in that shuttle dressed in black and purple with the big House Crux sigil on the side if they weren't members of the House of Crux.
I guess it would be like how deeply would I respond versus and I think like I get where the role is. It's like maybe not as much, but it was more a like, oh shit, like yeah, it has been a while. I guess like
yeah. No,
like,
no. I will give you because you got advantage. Take a plus. Take like a +1 blue die on whatever the next thing you do is. So you can confirm like it's familiar enough that you're like, yeah, these are Crux troops. This is serious.
Right.
You get to place where you are in the situation. So while you don't get the information you want, carry forward a bonus blue die for your next roll.
Okay. I think I
yeah.
would. I think then I turned to Haley and just said, "What is the plan?"
Well, I was thinking I provide a distraction while you and she hands over the map that she's been drawing to Yasna. Well,
So good
all
you
of you perhaps make it to the vehicle bay and see if there's something functional there, and maybe you can come swoop me before you piss off.
What is your distraction?
Well, it's what I always do.
My dear, I
I'm
don't know what.
confused.
Yeah, like Autumn looks terrified at the idea of this. Like, just
Um,
if they know what you are, they're not gonna hesitate.
They never know. When do you know how many synths out there that look like me? Hardly any. I am not what they are expecting to see here.
hold on.
Johnny is like 100% like agreeing with everything that Haley is saying. Like,
famous.
Right, but famous from
years ago, like
Oh,
not like
right.
recently.
like
Right.
first gen synth famous, not like recent fame. Yeah. So on the off chance, it's like a bad luck, good luck situation, right? On the off chance that one of them is like an old timey like movie fan, they might be like, wait a second. But yeah. So that's
Okay.
the gambit, right? Here, just in case we want to use them, I'll bring these over here.
I guess yeah. So you're gonna go out and distract, and then what are we gonna do, team? Like, just go out the front door? Like, we would need a pretty not front door facing distraction for this to work
Well,
out.
I'll take them over to the to one of the farther buildings, perhaps the waste processing building.
maybe the vehicle bay has some motorcycles or something, something that looks cool. We can make our escape on some motorcycles. I've always wanted to do that. Anybody else?
So this is exactly the kind of thing that when we get to the vehicle bay, if you survive that long, when we get to the vehicle bay, you could spend one of those story points to be like, yeah, I grab a sheet and I pull it off of like a classic hover bike that one of the farmers was restoring in their spare time. Like that's what those points are exactly for. Like things that are within the possibility of reason, but not likely. So yeah, when you get to the vehicle bay, hang on, Johnny. Maybe you'll get your sick motorbike. For now, though, while you're all having this conversation, while you're arguing, Martin is still like, "No, fucking no, I am not letting Haley go out there. That's insane. You can't." And he's trying to appeal to you, Haley. Like, no, honey, you don't have to do this. This is crazy. Don't listen to them. They're crazy too. Like, we all have to stick together. And then turning back to you, Yasna and Johnny, and being like, "This is irresponsible. She's just a child."
I just
But while all this is happening, Unit B, we cut back outside and we see that they have approached the front of the comm center, and one of them has a satchel that they've set down, and they are taking out some kind of device while the others cover them, and they're like hitting buttons on this thing, and they're readying up something. So anyway, cut back inside.
I would just turn to Martin. If they breach the door, we are dead. And then immediately just make a move to like get Haley out this.
Trust me.
Okay. God, is Martin? So like, if it were Johnny, Martin would just pistol whip you and be done with it. But Yasna is like tough and cool in his eyes. So let's do a roll. I'm gonna roll Martin's cool. Martin's not very cool. We know this. And I'm gonna roll it against. Let's see, Yasna. What is your? Let's see. Do you have any points in coercion? Let's see. Oh, your leadership. Yes. It's because you're tough and you're trying to be in charge. No, you're good at this. Okay. So let's roll. Let's make you roll instead. I forgot about leadership. So Martin's cool is only 2. So just make a leadership roll with 2 purple for difficulty, Yasna.
Okay. And then
do I have your extra
that 1 blue? Okay.
Yeah, leave that 1 blue in there, and then take it off after this roll. So your pool should have 1 blue and 2 purple, and then roll your leadership skill.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy. Nope. You rolled so bad.
Marcus.
Can I do an assist in any way?
I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. It's just shapes and X's all the time.
Bad shapes. Bad shapes.
You're getting bad shapes.
Like, what am I?
So I can tell you this. You rolled bad. You got bad shape. You've had a lot of bad shape rolls, actually. Haley's stealth roll is the only like good roll we've had so far. So this is a skill you're very good at. So normally those yellow dice would generate successes, but they're just generating advantage, which means that these 3 black X's are just there out in the open. So you goof it. Your leadership does not work. However, because you have all this advantage, Martin is predictable. You have a very good idea of how he might react. You have a huge drop on him. He's anything he is about to do, you see it coming a mile away. Now, Martin's not brave enough to attack you outright. He will, however, physically get in your way and try to like tussle with you a little. If you escalate, you can shut this down, but you will have to physically do something. Like, you have to physically shut Martin down. He will not listen to your shouting if you're trying to risk Haley's life. So you have to do something physical to just put him in his place. What do you do? That's what it'll take. I'll give you that on your advantage.
Great. I will
so much just as I kill him.
No, not to kill him. I would like, is Martin right next to me then? Like maybe
he's like up in your face doing that tough guy thing where he's like trying to make himself, because he's taller than you. He's taller than you. He's trying to intimidate you by getting in your face and just being like, stay away from her. Don't, like, honey, you don't have to listen to this crazy bitch. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I'm being a good guy.
Yeah, he's.
I can just like forearm his throat and push him up against the wall. Maybe.
Yes, you can do that. Yep.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Yasna.
Because again, three advantage. Like you don't get the thing you're trying to get him to do, but you're a good leader and you understand the kinds of leverage it takes to push on people. Now, I know you've been getting a lot of failures on this roll, but Martin's bigger than you, so we'll see how this goes. It's going to be like an opposed athletics check. I mean, I guess if you're willing to like take it there, like athletics would be like holding it up. But if you're okay with hurting him, then we can make it brawl.
I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm just trying to.
I think,
or I would like us for
leverage him away
to survive through episode 1. So I'm doing what I need to.
In my experience, nobody survived episode 1. I'm still traumatized.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so okay, yeah. Is anybody else getting involved in this? Like, anybody want to like jump in, help, hinder?
Yeah,
They're gonna make the
Johnny
roll,
for
but-
sure is
Okay.
gonna help Yasna because he can sense some
Oh, this is-
tension, obviously, and
this is
Haley is
perfect.
uncomfortable, like always whenever Martin's around. Um,
Okay, so Johnny,
so
what do
he's
you
just
what do
gonna
you do
go
to?
over right over to
what do you do to
Yasna
help?
and
Because Yasna's the thing you were helping is that Yasna is physically going to grab Martin, slam him up against the wall, and be like, "Behave yourself," right? Put him in his
Yeah.
place. So, do you
Yeah.
physically want to like grab Martin, or are you yelling at him, or what do you? How do you
no,
help?
he's just gonna yell at him. Yeah, you like that, buddy? Yeah, that's what happens when you mess with us.
Oh
That's
God.
what
Okay,
happens.
so you're gonna get involved. Okay. Autumn.
Autumn
and
is
Harry-
trying to basically. She's like, we don't have time for this. We need to get out of here. Stop! Like she's just like
All
in
right. Okay.
despair that these people are fighting amongst themselves as Crocs are about to come in and shoot us to death.
Yeah, but
No.
Martin's an asshole.
He-
We have to teach
Elspeth,
Martin a
I
lesson.
understand
That's a
very
really good
well.
point. That's a very good point.
One
Yeah,
day I will
he's like-
tell you about Yancey. 'Cause
So-
fuck Yan-
Okay. So there's Autumn's shouting. Johnny's shouting. Haley, what are you doing?
Can I just, while they're at it,
fuck
can I
out
just
that
try and
window.
scramble out the window?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to you. So if Yasna
Scramble.
if Yasna
Pooh Bear.
succeeds, if Yasna succeeds, you're just out. You're out the window. So all right. So here's how it's gonna go. So Yasna, you're gonna make a roll. It's gonna be athletics. The difficulty is going to be 2 purple and 1 red. So 2
Okay.
purple and a red. Now I need you to
Strong.
add one blue for Johnny's help,
Okay.
and then 1 black for Autumn's interference. But add another blue because
Stop
Autumn's interfering with both of you.
Okay,
So
so
you
how
should
many
have-
X's do I need to succeed again?
0.
How
No
many
X's.
do
I
you
need
want?
no
I need
You want no
I'll take them down.
X's.
No, you want starbursts,
What?
not X's.
Okay.
So
okay,
okay,
all
hang
right,
on.
here
So
we
let me make sure. So your pool
Fruit
should,
candy.
your pool should be 2
shape.
two light blue.
Yep. 1, 2, 1. Right.
Yeah, two light blue, 2 purple, 1 red, and 1 black.
Yep.
And then
roll athletics.
roll athletics. Yeah.
All right. I've gotten 2 strikes. I've gotten 3 strikes.
Okay, let's-
We're going for the fabled 4 strikes, bitches.
all right,
Four
let's
strikes,
see how-
you're out.
Oh God!
Yes.
Oh.
I've also got 1 strike.
So here's
believe
what
this is-
happens. You don't again. You blow it. You blow the roll. You blow the roll, but you get advantage. So I'm gonna let you decide with that. You get 3 advantage. I'm gonna let you decide what happens. So you go for Martin. Martin, with a total lack of trigger discipline, is holding the gun with his finger inside the trigger guard, and his gun goes off. I will let you, Yasna Solari, decide who gets hit.
Great. Great.
So it's a target-rich environment. Let me
Fighting
remind
stop.
you. Let me remind
Oh
you
my
of all
god,
your
it's
options.
definitely Autumn.
So here are your options, right? So it could be that Martin. I mean, this is the thing. If you want to escalate the current situation, Martin could shoot himself in the leg, right? That could happen. You could hit Johnny or Autumn. You could hit Haley. I think that seems like a bad call. Or let's not forget innocent Christine, who is standing over in the corner. So Martin could accidentally shoot
wait.
Christine.
But Adam,
Any of them is a
we
target.
also have story points, right? So like
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
potentially something else can happen. Is that how that works?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
the
if you
story
have,
point, they
if you wanna
burst
spend
open
a
the door
story
and
point.
Martin shoots them.
no, so that's absolutely the kind of thing. If you want to spend a story point, if you want to give one to me, you certainly can. And you could say, yeah, and this would make Yasna look like a real badass, right? You go for him, you realize, oh shit, he's gonna fire the gun. You just jerk his arm up and push it, and he shoots out the window instead. And maybe you hit somebody outside, or he shoots through the door.
Oh,
Right?
but
'Cause
that would make
these
them
walls are
aware
pretty
of
thin.
us. That's
I mean, they're
scary.
already. That's
That
definitely
would-
They're
already
coming.
happening.
They coming.
That would be
Bad
that would
shape.
But
be
that would just be like, oh, they're in that sector, and that would be bad.
But I will say, if you want to do that, you can spend a story point and say they hit somebody. They could like they
No,
fire.
that didn't
he
happen.
fires through the
It
wall.
hit Johnny.
but- okay.
It
All right,
hit Johnny.
You get shot.
So Johnny's like, hey, you like that? You like that? You like that? And then
Blam!
like, where does he get hit?
I mean, it's up to you. Let's talk about damage.
Mhm.
So let's see. What
I
kind
think
of
it hits
damage?
your hat, and your hat like spins around your head. Like
maybe the old timey Western version of this. Yeah. Woo, woo, woo. So it's a hand cannon. So it does 7 damage.
Oh my
Jesus.
lord.
What?
Now
Oh my
let's
God.
talk about
Oh.
let's see. You soak some of that with your natural just with your body. So let me see let's see how damage works. Okay, so your soak value determines how much incoming damage you shrug off before you take any real harm. So what is your brawn, Johnny?
3.
Okay, so you take 4 damage. That's what's left.
Okie dokie. And where would I keep track of this
So
at?
they are, when I say damage, it's you take 4 wounds. So you're moving towards your wound threshold. So on your character sheet, where it says, let's see here.
Just trying to
I
figure
think
out where
it's
that
under
is more. In.
Yeah, I think it's under character info. Let's see. Oh no, there you go. Wounds. Oh, I see why we don't know how many wounds you have. I see. Well, we're not going to pretend like you only have 1 wound. I think your model of synth starts with. Let me look it up here. It's fine. You're just getting shot. It's no big.
I don't know mine either. I don't think mine's at 1 right now. Is that correct?
No, that's wrong. It's so wrong. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have 1 hit point. I also really like the way you said that. Like as you're climbing out the window, like I don't know how many hit points I have. So okay, so Johnny,
big fan.
You start with 11 plus your brawn as your wound threshold. So you should have 14. So you take what did I say, 3? So you take 3.
4.
You're right because you soak 3.
Really?
You take 4. So you take 4.
Wait,
You have 10 more wounds.
If I increase my brawn during,
Yes,
that
yes.
increase my wounds too?
Each increase goes up. So so you get shot. It's not like bad. It's 4 out of 14. So it's not great either. You get shot and it's a big it's a mag pistol. So it uses magnets to fire metal chunks. So there's a thump and you have a chunk missing from you. You don't I don't know, do you bleed, Johnny? Are you like Ash from Alien? Is like white goo spraying out of you?
Oh no.
Or do you just like sparks?
It's just parts. It's just parts and sparks. And he tries to brush it off. I feel like lemonade on a hot day. he's shortened.
Yeah.
He's shortened right now. So he's a little sustained damage, but it's okay.
So Martin looks at he's got the gun. He's kind of like the two. Yasna, you and Martin have separated. He looks around like, what the fuck just happened? Right, the gun is like, smoking in his hand. I guess it wouldn't be because it's a mag pistol, so there wouldn't be any propellant, but like vibrating. It's like powering down. You hear the rail thing like humming, and he looks around like, oh god, like what just happened? Like he genuinely is surprised and upset. He didn't mean to shoot you. He doesn't like you, Johnny, but he wouldn't want to like kill you. Shot you by accident. But during all of this, 2 things happen. Haley slips out the back window, right? So I don't know if anybody even notices. Like they look around and you're gone. Maybe Christine. It's like, no, wait, Haley, don't. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm
just
sorry.
barely catch the little wiggle of feet as they they fall down.
Little ruby slippers as so you slip outside, and we'll cut to you. But inside, everybody in here has a problem. So before you can deal with Martin or any of his bullshit, there is a high pitched. There's a second of high pitched whine, and then there is a blast of light and sound as the Crux team blows the front door. So the door is blown off of its frame. Smoke like pours into the room. There's a bright flash. I think everybody in the room needs to make a cool roll. Let me find. Let's see.
Adam, also, does the wounds and strain, are those the same?
No, they're two
is that-
different. The thresholds might be different. So
It's different
wound is
depending on
based-
like the build as well.
yeah. It
Am I
depends
keeping
on
the dice from the last roll? So like the 2 purple and the 1 blue square?
No, so everybody's gonna make a cool roll. Let's say the difficulty is just 2 on this one because it's not like it's like a flashbang by surprise. So yeah, just 2 purple. Make a cool roll. If you get 1 success, you're able to like shield your eyes and
Yeet!
there you go.
Oh.
There you go, Johnny. So we'll
Is that
talk about what
triumph?
that.
That's a triumph.
It
Fuck.
is. It is a triumph.
Fuck
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He's so cool.
I'm so
Fuck.
sorry that you're so
So
bad
cool.
at this. I'm really sorry.
What
It's okay.
the
Take that.
fuck?
Vasca's terrible.
Oh, sorry, mine didn't. For some reason, mine didn't roll the 2 purples. That's really weird.
No, give it
Oh
another
yeah,
go.
real. That's how you play this game. Don't roll the purples. I get it.
Yeah, just don't roll them. Come on,
just
Marcus,
ignore when
get
Adam
with the
says how
program.
difficult it is.
Oh, there we go. Like easy. Come on.
Now you're
Marcus,
just
what are
trying
you
to make
doing?
Wheat look bad. Good shapes. Now we got some good shapes. Okay. So here's what happens. So Yasna, you are so tangled up with Martin. Martin is also flashbanged and can't react. So you and Martin both take the brunt of the sound and the light. Your eyes like blind. Both of you are just like fucked up. Vasca, you are fine. And you're able, unlike the last situation, you're able to react quick. So add a blue to whatever you're gonna do. But you're not the first to act. The first person to act here, despite just being shot, is our boy Johnny Collin. So Johnny, you did just get shot. Your system is in flux. I have 3 threat to spend, so I'm going to spend that, and then we'll talk about what your other results do. So, you know what? I'm going to knock you prone. I'm going to spend all 3 of that threat to knock you on your ass. So you fall down. Right? You get shot. You stagger back. You fall down. There's an explosion. But you can act. So you got a success and a triumph. So you have an advantage. You have a success, and let's talk about what a triumph might do for you in resisting this thing. So
Okay. So
this is
how many people are-
basically you got like a nat 20 on this roll. That's what that means. So let me see. You can spend it to upgrade the difficulty of somebody's check. You can use it to upgrade the ability of any allied character's next check. Like you could make Vasca get an upgrade, and that's really powerful. You're not dealing damage, so you can't do a crit or whatever.
Right.
So you're not really like fighting. So yeah, I think the best thing here is like you either apply an upgrade or a downgrade to Vasca or the first Crux dude to come in the room.
Yeah, because we
you-
can't
you
see how
can-
many Crux people are there, right?
No, right now,
Like,
if
we
you
only
look at
have-
the door, you just see like smoke and like wind from outside blowing in. But yeah, you were about to hear the like hup, hup, hup as they all come in and
Yeah.
start sweeping the room.
Hup, 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 hup.
I think the best move here would be to apply a downgrade to the first Crux person that walks in so that the rest of them are influenced like, oh, this person is taking damage. Maybe they'll, take a step back and be like, we shouldn't just rush into this if freaking Dave just got hit with whatever. But we're not dealing damage, but what can I do to kind of
you create
like a
first of all,
ripple
you-
effect.
And stuff.
you create a distraction, or
Yeah.
you can like try to confuse them or something. What do you want to do? You and Vasca can work together on this because you are both acting. So
Okay. I think a distraction would probably be the best.
okay, what does that distraction look like? Is this just like a malfunctioning Johnny Collins bot?
Yeah. He's gonna play it up and just go right up to the first person to walk through the door.
So you just rush the door like C-3PO style, like, oh no, and like try to get in their way.
Well, not necessarily just like right up there, but
Bold
he
move,
wants
Con.
to. He's all right. Screw it. He's gonna rush right up there and say, there's someone over there. They're over that way. They went that way.
And the room's all full of smoke, so you're gonna try to bamboozle the first Crux dude to come in the room. Okay, I like it. So there's enough smoke from the initial. There's smoke and like when it's dark in here, so there is enough that you might have a chance to do this, right? Because you have a chance to come in and be like, oh, you're in the wrong place. I've been trapped in here. Like the synths went that way. Okay. Yeah,
How
and
do you
I
like
can
that?
I can buy some time. Yeah, that's cool. All right, and it's less that they're gonna.
I'm Johnny Collins.
It's less. What would the English version of a Johnny
I'm
Collins
Johnny
robot
Collins.
be like?
Hello.
Yeah, it would have to be a different drink, right? I'm
Jimmy
I'm
Collins.
Arnold Palmer.
I imagine Johnny Cap from Total Recall. I am
Well,
Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny Cam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd have to
Johnny
be like
Cam
a
is
really
absolutely what I think.
obnoxiously. It'd be a really obnoxiously English drink. I don't know what the most English cocktail is, but
Tom
yeah.
Collins.
Johnny
Be-
Walker,
it's
right?
Johnny Collins and a Tom Collins.
Yeah, they have different models. So, all right. So, Johnny, you're gonna try doing this. It's gonna be you are rolling your deception against their perception, but they have a downgrade. So that's gonna you can't downgrade them any further, so you're gonna give you an upgrade on your deception. So here's how upgrades and downgrades work. So in your character sheet in the dice roller, put in where it says upgrade on the left. Here, it
Yes.
says upgrade there.
Mhm.
Put in one upgrade on the left. Okay. Then put in 2 purple dice.
Okay.
Okay. So you should have 1 upgrade and 2 purples.
Yes.
Then go down to deception.
Mhm.
Make that deception roll.
Alrighty.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Big ol'
Nope.
big
You
ol'
only
blip.
upgrade. Yep. So it's because you're not very deceptive. Like you have a 1 with an upgrade. So I
mean,
think
they
what
can
happens is
literally see that he's a synth, obviously.
you get a rifle butt to the face where you hear the. I mean, maybe you don't even hear it, but we hear it because they're speaking to each other. But we hear the officer, the first officer in, be like, "Get out of the way, you fucking toaster!" And you take a rifle butt to the face. Because he's just like, get out of the way. The real target, like he's ignoring you because he's like, the real target's in here, but you're in my way. So let's have that happen. Now, Vasca, Autumn, you can do something if you want. You see Johnny approach, you see the soldier be like, get out of my way, you stupid robot.
I see that this is clearly like a combat squad. We're in a room where the only other exit is a tiny window gap that a child can fit through. And the only other exit is past these guys, right? Like, right now, that's what she sees. She sees that the only door is occupied by these.
You do also have a big pile of story points, so you need to make.
I don't know how to use them. Like,
so you just tell me shit that you want. So like, this would be the time where Autumn is like,
can I do a thing and use a story point?
Of course, yeah. Story points.
So
you use them to cheat, right? Let your you know that voice that you have in your head, and I know you, and I know this is how this voice sounds. That voice in your head, where you're like, no, Adam's the game master. Just let Adam do that stuff. This is your excuse to let that voice sing, right? So like, be like, Adam, I'm spending a story point. It's my turn now. This is a thing that's true. So like a trapdoor or like some other way out that you can add to the scenario, and that's what the points are for.
I got this. I got an idea. So what Autumn wants to do is she sees this soldier like reaching up to like clock Johnny in the face. And she like, although to her Johnny is still an item or a thing, she still doesn't like the idea of like another creature hurting another creature in that way. So there's 2 things I want to do. The first is I want to try and use my biopsionics to reach out, and I basically want to use like my psychic powers to like knock this guy out, like kind of like shut off like or like cause like a nervous like flare that just causes him to black out or like stop what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean the medical version of this would be like when your brain
pinching his like
your brain taps the inside of your skull and you pass out. Like you just want to knock.
It's like I want to do like a psychic flick on like the noggin to like knock him out or something like that kind of thing. And
Okay.
then the
Yeah.
other thing I want to
On the
do
noggin.
that's separate to that is spend a story point to notice that there is like because you said there was a big dish on the roof, right?
Yes. Yeah. The ceiling
So there
has
must
or the
be
yeah the roof has one.
this is the story point, right? Where there
Okay.
must be a access ladder that goes up
Of
to
course
the
there
roof.
is.
And
Of
I spot like the
course.
release button that drops the ladder and the trap door or whatever. So I'm gonna
Perfect.
turn around and basically just kind of go like run, and then I'm gonna slap the button and then psychic power to
All
try
right.
and knock this guy out before these guys club Johnny to death.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see
Oh,
if you can
thanks.
give him a
Club
little
Johnny.
nudge, little nudge in the old brain here. So
Nudge in the old brain
anytime you use your psionic abilities at all,
Uh-huh.
it costs you a strain. So you take a strain
Yep.
to use it,
Take one strain.
and then take one strain, and then you're gonna roll. There's a skill for psionics. I think it's
Biosonics.
resilience.
You gave me
Uh,
Biosonics and Precognition are the two custom skills.
Right. Yeah. So you're gonna roll that. You're gonna roll that
Okay.
skill, and you're
Okay.
rolling it with willpower. Yeah, willpower with biopsionics. So you're gonna roll that.
Yes.
I think knocking him out isn't a flat difficulty. I'm gonna have you oppose with
His will or
yeah,
something.
his will, and there's like a mental resilience like skill, which I'm sure he doesn't have. So it'll just be his will. Yeah, roll against 2 difficulty. Let's call it difficulty 3 because it's like you're gonna try to knock him out. So three purple dice. Yeah.
Cool.
Now,
Okay.
if you want to keep giving me story points, you can spend another one to give
Well,
yourself an upgrade.
The other thing is, I never spent my free blue upgrade from like when at the very beginning. I know it was a while ago, but like we had
Oh.
like the thing where she was thinking about like
Yeah,
things she could do, and maybe
I
just
still
preparing, right?
I still owe you that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
cool. I'm gonna roll that, and then we're gonna roll Biosonics. Please save Johnny.
Oh, nice. All right. So 3 successes and an
Yay!
advantage. This doesn't cost you any strain. You get your strain back. I don't think it's enough to like. I mean, 3 successes is definitely enough to knock him out for a minute. Like if somebody shakes him, this is a sleep spell, right? If somebody
Yeah,
shakes him awake, he'll wake up. You didn't put him in a coma or anything.
Take
But so
him out
this is
for a
what
second.
happened.
Like,
No one
yeah.
else in the room has seen this happen before, or I don't know. Do they know? I mean, Vasca, we know you can heal people.
I think
Right.
Autumn only would have really used her like actual surgeon skills. Like she would have done like actual surgery, maybe a little psionics to try and heal people.
Mhm.
But this is probably the first time she's ever used it in this way. And I think for her, it's a little bit she's not really done this before. Like maybe this was like a class she took at the academy of like how to use your biosonics in a self-defense
Because
scenario.
this is about as close as you can get to whatever the Acheron Row version of the Hippocratic Oath is without bypassing it. Like you're not technically hurting him; you're just Vulcan neck pinching him
I'm
to the
putting
ground.
him to sleep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just like you're anesthetizing him. Okay, all right, yeah. So Johnny, you see this guy come in, you get up in his face, and he does that thing where he's just like, "I'm gonna clear you out of the way." He lifts the weapon, and then he just falls over. He just falls down on the ground. He just like
So he doesn't actually
collapses.
like hit him. He doesn't like get a
No,
rifle.
he
to his
he
face?
doesn't get a chance to hit you or anything. He just raises the rifle and then tips over backwards. The guy behind him tries to like he falls into this guy and then he falls down, and no one like it's just not clear. There's no like X-Men style like zap. Like Autumn just takes him out silently and with no evidence. He just falls down. So while all of this is going on, Haley, Haley, you have scrambled out the window. You're out behind the comm center now.
Mhm.
You can see the way that you came, right? Y'all came from this direction, and then off in the distance this way, you can see the spires of the city. And again, the sky is this like awful, like hellish orange red. You can feel these waves of heat blowing your perfect curls around. And there's ash just like everywhere in the sky. And so like maybe we see when you come out, you get up. We have that shot of the window as you kind of fall out of it, and then you rise back into the shot. And we see your big glistening eyes as you like wipe a bit of ash off your face. You can hear shouting and like noise coming from the other side of the comm center. What are you gonna do?
How many people are left on that one has been disposed of, so how many people are left? Like enemies?
You can't see them because you're here and they're like on the other side. You can peer around the corner and see what's going on, but
No, what I think I would like to do is head towards the drone storage.
yeah. So you
Just
wanna
sort
make
of
your way around,
remembering the map I had made in my head of the area.
go that way.
And I would like to try and get into that building.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Okay, yeah. So drone storage is actually it's a squat like facility. It's perfect because you're a kid, but they would keep it stored in the ground because you don't actually have to go into drone storage too often. But there is an access to the lower area of the machine shop. So when you look at drone storage, it's actually just two rows of three like metal domes, partially covered in dirt. Normally they would iris open and the drones would pop out and fly around and go do their drone stuff. They are currently shut. And then you can see on the other side, you can see the machine shop and the vehicle bay, and that's all kind of one big building. But if you head along towards the drone storage, you might be able to crack it open and crawl down in there.
Yeah, I'd like to try and do that.
Okay. All right. I imagine that you would like to do that stealthily.
I would just love to be so sneaky if I could.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Make a stealth roll. Give yourself two blue dice. And the difficulty is going to be 2 purple. Give yourself 2 blues because it's stormy and like wind swirling around out here.
Right.
Plus, they're not really looking for you, and there's no one actively scanning this area. This is just like in case of very bad luck. Yeah, no problem. All right, take a strain. It's a stressful activity, but you don't there's no risk of you getting caught. Yeah. All right. So you head over to drone storage. So you reach it, and like I said, it's like a little honeycomb shaped, like a hex on the ground with the rows of pods. And one of the pods is like partway open, and the whole thing has got like a bit of a it's got a bit of a layer of like red and gray dirt piled up on top of it.
Okay, what I'm wanting to do is access at least one of the drones inside and see if I can power it on because I think her initial inkling towards a distraction is not going to work now that they've infiltrated the building and found them already. But maybe if it
Mhm.
seemed like there was like a greater threat, then that would work. So she wants to try and activate one of the drones and like dive bomb them or something like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so these kinds of drones would be for delivering pesticide or like growth serum or whatever. They would do flyovers of the field and dump
I would
their
love to dump
supply.
pesticide on those people.
Yeah, would you like to spend a story point to say that there are like still tanks that have pesticide in them and they're functional
Yeah, I would
drones?
love that. I would
Yeah, you
love
wanna do
a
that? Okay.
sloshy pesticide drone.
How about acid
Adam-
instead? Since
Yeah.
we're just adding strain on.
Since we're spending a
gonna
story
eat- just-
point.
Just
What
Agent
about
Orange these dudes.
Human blood. Is there human blood in any of them?
No, that is
No.
entirely unreasonable for there to be human blood. It's not a vampire. It's not a vampire farm.
Well,
Adam is
that's
like,
dumb
yes,
and I hate
please.
it. Mm.
Keep giving me story points.
Yes, give me all the story points. Now I have them. Okay, so yes, you come over to drone storage and we see you like run over there and drop to your knees and wipe off a panel, and it is an exterior panel that displays the status of the drones. And because you are incredibly lucky because your player spent a story point, you see that all 6 of the drones are functional. Their batteries are charged, right? They're solar powered drones. Their batteries are charged, and their payload is all still ready for deployment. You don't have the authorization to just straight up like go, but if you want to try to access, like if you want to start tapping away on the machine, you could try to like reprogram or basically tell them where to go or get control.
Yeah, I have skullduggery. Would that be
Let me see. I think
or
it would probably be
coordination?
it would be computers.
Well, no.
No.
Well, no. I mean, you don't have
Well,
to
here's
have
the
it.
thing. Well, here's the thing. No.
Well, no, though. What if it was a different
No.
skill?
Well, what if it wasn't that skill?
Could I control them with whatever my best skill is?
Yes, skullduggery is
Yeah.
not my best. Okay.
So yeah, you have to. It is computers. So
okay.
you tell me what you want to do. What do you want to make these drones? So the drones, basically, if you just press the button, if you just want to press go, the drones will fly up out of the thing and they will fly out over the field and they will barf all of their pesticide onto the field and then they will come back to re up. Now these are, when I talk about these being drones, I don't mean like little Best Buy camera drones, right? They're big. They're like Volkswagen Beetle size, like around. They're big drones.
Damn.
So they have big fuel tanks. So they will fly up and they'll hover around and dump this stuff, and it'll take them a while to do that. So you don't have to roll if you want that. If you just want to press the go button, they will activate and they will run their normal protocol. If you want to change their protocol, if you want to change where they go or what they do, that'll take a computer roll.
Okay, I really want them to dump the pesticide on the horror cruxes. Is that what they're called?
Horcruxes. Good. Yeah. So you're just gonna Agent Orange Voldemort. So they pop up out of, so you want them to pop up out of here and just like make passes over the over the commons and just dump
'Cause
pesticide.
I feel like, oh God, Satan.
Wow, that's a
Um,
lot of
I thought that was a
Oh,
pentagram.
no.
again, I just
complex
drop
drone route.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that they have so much pesticide in them that if you want, you can just make them like just keep buzzing the commons, dumping industrial
I
grade
want
pesticide.
them to do
down here.
like a spiral pattern. So starting wide outside the complex and just going in like a little square spiral. Let me
Okay,
just roll
so-
it, and this isn't gonna work
Well, so
out.
you tell me what you want,
Say
and then
that.
you'll roll, and then we'll determine how well you do. So, do you want, what do you want coverage on? Just the commons, the whole thing, like all the buildings? Because Autumn's gonna pop out onto the roof of the comm center and just get a face full of pesticide if you do that.
Ooh, yeah. Autumn, why do you have to be a
Do it.
person? Why can't
I
you
know.
just be a scent like the
Wanna
rest
be a
of
scent.
us?
Because
Right,
I want to
exactly.
be like a cool
I love the idea
person.
of, yeah, Haley just standing out here getting doused in industrial pesticide, just being like, ah, ha, ha, foolish organics.
I'm drinking
Your
it.
puny
giving me
organ.
strength.
Yeah, I mean, except that you're also made out of meat, so like it's not good for you. Yeah, so you tell
Yeah,
me what
Johnny-
you want. We'll roll and we'll see how much of what you want is what you get.
I'm gonna aim for not over the comm center, but out in front, which I feel like is where those folks are centralized based on like what I saw looking out the front door and what I heard on my way out.
So like the corner of the commons where they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. That's
I don't think I
reasonable.
know Autumn's on the roof, but I wouldn't
Okay.
want it to.
All right,
getting on
difficulty
You do
two.
you.
Difficulty 2 computer check. Let's see how it goes.
So 2 purple.
2 purple. Yeah. Now wait, before you roll it, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you could buy yourself an upgrade with a story point if you'd like.
I just used one. I feel bad if I use 2.
Okay. Well, I don't feel bad.
What do y'all think,
I'm-
team?
Look, if it helps at all, I'm gonna use one, and I'm gonna upgrade the difficulty, so it's 1
That's fine.
purple and 1 red. I'd really love you to critically fail this. Is all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
So,
Aw.
yeah.
What
so
do
go ahead
what do
and-
y'all think? What do
so
y'all
it's
think?
it's 1 purple and 1 red now, but hey, you get a story point back, so that's cool.
Dude, I say YOLO. Go for it. Story
Yeah, I'd say
pointed
spend
out.
it. He's just spent it.
I mean,
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
really want to meta break it down, right? This is episode 1, and I'm pretty sure like JP and Adam want us to keep going. So like there's
No.
probably some reward with the risk that we can take here.
I like how-
I-
Let's all
I
just take
so.
let's all just take a second and think back to the beginning of the show where Marcus was like, "Man, I love it when they just end a series without warning you."
Episode 1 and
Just saying.
done. 1 and done,
Was
baby.
it- Was it
JP's having
episode?
JP's having
Use it.
Court of Swords flashback.
Use the story point.
I'm
Yeah,
using
absolutely.
it. It's
Give
used.
Adam
Yeah.
all the
All
right,
power, and
so-
then we will.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so
Yeah.
Haley, so Haley, you should in your pool now have one upgrade, and then you should have 1 purple and 1 red. 1 upgrade on the left, and then 1 purple, 1 red. And then roll computers.
Okay. All right. I need some serious prayers in the chat.
shapes.
Oh my goodness.
Good
Good
shapes.
Good
chat.
shapes.
Good
Hashtag
shapes
good
only.
shapes.
Only good shapes.
I can't even find computers. This is a good sign. Okay.
It might be like operating, I think, or something.
Ooh, bad shapes. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, but there's a
could've
couple
been-
of cool shapes in there.
Yes,
Yeah,
it could've
they're
been way
cool
worse.
shapes,
No,
but they're not good
cool
shapes.
shapes.
They're cool
It could've
shapes,
been-
not good shapes.
It could have been a lot worse. So you fail
could've
to
been a lot
reprogram the
worse.
thing.
Imagine that.
And I think what happens here is that you cannot get past the authentication part of the thing. There's something broken about it. You go to like no, I want to change the route. There's a change route thing. You hit it, it flashes, and it's like you need authorization. You cannot access the system. It's a
Two-factor
little
auth.
glitchy. It's a little glitchy, right? So those advantage you can have if you want. You can have a bonus die to try again, but not this second. So you're just like fidgeting with it, and it's trying to go, but it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, inside, the first of the Crux team has come in and just immediately passed out on the floor. The rest of the team, one of them is like, "We got a man down." He drops to grab the guy. The guy behind him. Crux protocol in this situation would probably just be knowing what I know about low-level Crux goons. I think the guy behind him, the dude in the front, drops to pull his friend out. The guy behind him just starts shooting into the room at whatever target he can find. Which I guess Johnny
Two
is
of them.
you. Yeah,
Please
I think
God.
No.
just like
I
short,
just got shot.
short controlled burst to the chest, like there's a target, like get him, because they assume whatever happened to this guy was you, like you punched him and he went down, right? And so yeah, you're the first one there. I'm gonna shoot you, and then Yasna, you can do something after Johnny gets shot at. So we're at close range. Close range for this goon. Let's see what Crux Hunter Team goon has for shooty. I'm gonna be rolling. Let's see here. Weapons, talents, and
Adam,
powers.
if you ever
We
need
got a laser
to,
rifle.
Adam, if you ever need to get the opinion of what a Crux officer would do, just ask good old Booker Greaves in chat. He's right there. You can just say like, "What
Yeah,
would Booker
so-
do?" Yeah,
so,
Max,
okay, so
tell us.
If that's how it goes, then I guess probably the soldier raises his rifle and then is immediately kidnapped by terrorists.
Yeah.
I guess is
yeah.
what he does. I think that's, and then his family has to pay a lot of
Bail him
money to
out.
save
Yeah.
him because
Yeah.
he's such a
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
failure. I guess
Oh
that's
my
what happens.
god.
Yeah, I know,
Wow.
right?
Jesus.
So
I didn't say that.
anyway.
I didn't say that, Max. That's all Adam.
So
I was
anyway,
trying to-
let's talk about laser rifles. All right, Johnny, you get blitzed in the chest here. And pew. Let's see how we did. Good shapes. Oh, bad shapes for me. All right.
Bad
So
shapes.
Bad shapes.
you get out of the way. See, even I can blow an obviously easy roll. So he's raising the bullpup, the laser rifle, getting the sight up to his helmet, pulls the trigger. A burst of laser fire tears through the smoke in the room. It's all very colorful and brilliant. Blasts out through the back wall as you are turning away from the shot. So while that's happening, Yasna, what do you want to do?
I want to shoot back.
Yeah,
not with-
good call.
Not a laser rifle, with a laser pistol, which would be way more appropriate in this situation. This guy's obviously a shit grunt for the Crux because using a laser rifle at that distance is just stupid. I'm not even sure how that. Anyway.
Okay. So you want to just John Wick this dude and like knock the rifle out of the way and shoot him in the chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm glad that like you mentioned John Wick, because when Yasna moves, like, you know how John Wick is calculated, but he's like a little bit more like water, whereas like you think about how the T-1000 is in Terminator 2 when he's in his cop form, and he's a bit more sort of stiff, you could say. That's how Yasna is typically in an action situation. So yes. So
Sick,
out of the
okay.
holster.
Well, and you're to the side of him, right? Because you and Johnny were off to the side of the door. Johnny got pushed out into line of sight. He shoots, and then you can come at him from the side, so you can like knock that rifle and then blast him. So yeah, you're gonna make a. Let me teach you how to use your weapons. So on your sheet, put in your pool one purple because you're at close range, the closest range you can be at. And then let me look at what armor this guy has.
One purple.
Yeah, I think you're gonna add one purple and maybe one black. Let me see here. There we go. Yeah. Add one purple and one black, and then down near the bottom of your sheet under weapons and things, I've given you your weapons. You can just click on the pistol, and that way it'll have all of the pistol stuff
Oh, okay.
show up.
So, in the middle. Got it. Oh wait, I see it. Rifle,
Yeah, laser pistol.
Oh,
Yeah, should
got
be.
it. Got it.
So
I just
one
click it.
purple, one
Yep.
black in the pool, and then
Yep.
just go ahead and click it. Let's see. Let's get some good
Show me
shapes
the
up in here.
Starburst.
Good shapes.
Oh my god.
Such
What is
bad luck.
happening?
Such bad luck.
This
All
is
right.
statistically impossible.
So not all
Shit.
bad shapes. We got some.
Do you? Does he
mediums
shoot
here.
Johnny again? Is Johnny just
No,
gonna be like
you're
the
you're
the
fine.
bad
everybody
shape scapegoat?
everyone keeps shooting Johnny. Okay,
I'm a
so
bad.
so you have three advantage. So if you want to follow along, you can pop this up. Actually, I'll just do it. I'll show it to everybody. So there's a handout here that I put in. You can spend your 3 advantage to negate the target enemy's defense. You can gain +1 melee or ranged defense against this person. You can force them to drop a melee or ranged weapon, or you
Ooh.
can add a black die to their next check, or add a blue die to your next check, or you can just recover 3 strain, or you can combine the 1 and 2. So you're basically spending your bonus stuff. So if you want to make him just drop his gun, that's 3.
Okay, yeah, I see here. Oh
So you
god,
have
there's a lot.
3. You have 3 to spend. Ignore most of that third one, except the dropping the weapon or gaining range defense. But you can add a bonus die to your next roll, or you can just recover
Right.
some of your strain.
No, I think dropping a weapon, and that was on the 3 shot, right? Is good. Oh, I
Yes.
see. I can see.
So you may not have been able to hit him with your pistol, but I think he turns and you can. I mean, tell me, what does it look like? You disarm this guy. What does that look like? His gun ends up on the ground. You can show me what a badass you are.
Yeah.
You're trying to shoot him, but you.
So this whole string of badassness starts with me missing the shot, and then almost like this momentary look of surprise, and then suddenly it's like a quick 1-2, and then she smacks the gun, and that's how it falls out of his. She smacks it.
Yeah, so he's got it on a strap. So you knock it out of his hands. It doesn't fall to the floor, but you get it out of his hands, and he reaches for his belt to pull a sidearm. So he's in the midst of that. There's a guy behind him. The dude in front of him is crouched down, trying to pull the other guy, and they're kind of bottlenecked. So they're gonna fall back rather than stay in the room. They have to either push in the room or fall back. So they're in the middle of that decision. But Johnny, you just avoided getting shot at. What do you want to do?
His first reaction, I think, is to run over to Yasna.
It was in the middle of a fucking karate battle with this armored stormtrooper.
Yep. do some maybe karate rolls or some shit. He he looks around because he doesn't see Haley there. So he's assumed that Haley has gotten out. And does he notice
Christine is in the corner screaming, covering her face and screaming. Martin is looking around for Haley. He's actually probably shouting Haley, and he's looking through the window, looking for her. Look, he just wants, don't make that face. He just wants to take care of you. You're a helpless baby. All right. He just wants to make sure that you're safe.
Christine
and maybe watch you sleep. It's fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine. So Christine looks helpless right now.
Yes. She's you don't know her super well, but she's pretty helpless.
Okay. And we see the ladder. A ladder to the roof.
Yes, you see a ladder to the roof.
Okay. Through like the smoke and the lasers firing off, Johnny is just gonna make a mad dash for Christine instead of Yasna, um,
Okay.
and grab her. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, and just yank her towards the ladder and try and
She
get
will
to
do
safety.
she will do whatever anyone tells her to do because she's just shut down. She can't, like, she's
Okay.
panicking. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So you run over to her and you grab her and you like yank her and you're, come on, and
Mhm.
you want to head to the ladder and climb up?
Yep. She goes
Okay.
first though.
So okay, all right. So you get her to the ladder and you start climbing up. So meanwhile,
Mhm.
up
Mhm.
on the roof, Autumn, you were on the roof.
So I got to the roof. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I made my way up, and I mean, how tall is the is it? Is this like a really tall, building, or is it quite squat? Or
I think it's pretty low down. This area is fairly flat, so
uh-huh.
a comms dish like this wouldn't need to be super high up. So you
Okay,
climb up. We see you lift yourself up on the roof, like squint against the blowing wind. Same
yeah,
thing. We see the burning
hair
skyline.
whipping around.
Yeah, the dish next to you, we see the faded, like sandblasted remnants of the Prism logo on the side of the dish, and you can see down into the commons. You see the Crux shuttle; it's glowing. It's got its like undercarriage hover thing, so they're ready to take off again. They're just here to do a job and get out. And then
Hmm.
off in the distance, you can see the slow advance of the wall of fire. And now you're up
Yeah.
on the roof. What do you want to do?
And so is the grain silo or the machine shop slash? I'm guessing the machine shop is the closest one because the drone storage was part of that. Are those two close enough to the roof? Like, can I just move across to like the grain silo or the machine shop?
You'd like to make a heroic leap from one high
Nope.
up place to
No, I
another?
asked
Is
if I
that
could
what you're
just move between them, Adam. I just
Could I
asked if,
just
like
walk
step
there
between them.
from
Yeah, like,
No,
it's all one
no.
big thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Parkour!
unfortunately not.
Parkour!
So drone storage is actually down from where you are, like significantly. Because remember, it's set into the ground like fairly low. The
yeah,
machine
that's
shop
right.
is about the same height as where you're at. But you can't get over there. You do, as you look over there, you see a tiny little form poking away at a computer down here behind drone storage. See a
Uh-huh.
little taffeta dress working its way through the computer system of drone storage.
Okay. Can I kind of get Haley's attention? Like, because these drones are pretty big, right? Like these are
Yeah.
big, like VW Beetle style drones.
Yeah, they're
Could
big
I
guys.
like get Haley's attention? I'm like, hey, like, can you send one this way? Some like trying to use it as like a way to hop across to like where she is, like use it as like a platform or something.
Yes, you can certainly do that. Now, are you at all concerned that your shouting will attract anyone else's attention, or do you think that you can shout to Haley and not have anyone else notice?
Do we
I
have a
guess like I'm trying
secret
to do it
code?
like I guess I'm kind of almost trying to do like because I don't know if we have comms, but I'm kind of just like hey, like trying to get her attention in that
Yeah,
way.
I don't
Like
think you
I'm
have any kind of communication. So you usually wave.
yeah.
Okay, let's just have Haley make a roll. I think to notice you up on the roof, like waving around. Let's call it 2 difficulty. Make a perception check, Haley, with two purple dice.
2 purple, no upgrade.
Yeah, right. It's the
Perception?
everybody in chat knows this, the secret PCI language. I look at her and she knows that this look means please activate one of the drones and send it up here so I can jump on it and then fly it over
I
that
mean,
way.
yeah, come
Okay.
on.
So
Doesn't
Haley,
matter.
you do not notice. We see Autumn in the background like waving and you're just like making a little pouty face trying to make the computer work. Yeah.
This is
You do
hard.
yeah, take a strain because it is hard. Computers are
Oh,
complicated.
dang it.
So
Take
you
a
take
strain
a
from
strain. Yeah,
Oh, I closed.
you're strained by this roll. So this is what's happening outside. Autumn, you see, and Haley doesn't see this because Haley's crouched down behind drone storage. You see Kodiak's via Unit C come out of the workers' quarters, and it's
Yeah.
six soldiers. They're all wearing the same armor, and there's 3 of them, kind of 3 of them in front, 3 of them back, and then there is an additional person. You see Hadil with them. And they they don't, but the thing is Hadil has her
Hands
arms up. Yeah, she has her arms up, and the ones in the back are pointing guns at her, and they're moving her forward. So
Hey,
you see that.
Adam. I accidentally added in a red die when I wasn't supposed to. I think I succeeded on that roll.
Did you?
Oh, yes.
Well, let's take a look here. You got 2 fails and 2 successes. You got another success.
3
And you
successes,
got
yeah.
a difficulty. Yeah. So yes, there should be one more. Totally fine. Okay, so you
Okay,
do still take the
sorry.
strain, and so I think maybe then Autumn, as you see Adil being led out the building, Haley, you turn and you see I'm like waving, get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do notice. Okay, cool, good, nice catch. And that's the thing. Like this is a brand
I
new
was
system,
chatting.
and it's
Thank
got
you.
an
Yeah,
API. And
sorry.
like, thank you,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Gonna
And
add
like,
extra dice and
don't stress about it. Like as far as making mistakes go and like doing rerolls and stuff, like we're gonna need a couple episodes to get it. Sorted.
Yeah, Adam,
So,
I realized in Roll20 I have this like always roll X's thing checked. Do I
good. Yeah.
I take that one off?
So there's
Okay,
a difference between making an honest mistake and being completely full of shit. So we'll talk about this in the post show.
It's a fine line.
So
It's a fine line.
yeah. All right. So Haley, you spot Autumn. Autumn is up there. Yasna, you're inside, like wrestling around with the. There's like fighting going on. Johnny, you I guess Autumn, you hear someone on the ladder, and when you turn, you see you see Christine. Like tears streaming down her face. Like,
Aw.
I'll just go up and try.
Oh,
I'll go up and help pull her up because I didn't really do a lot too much on it. I just literally go up and like help pull her up.
Yeah,
and,
totally. I mean, pull her
lead
up.
her to
Okay,
the
and
side where we're gonna try and get on this drone.
Okay, so
That Haley's
you're like,
absolutely gonna send our way. It's gonna happen. I know it.
so
I'll
you're
think
trying
about
to.
it.
So you explained what do you explain to Christine? Like, okay, we're just gonna jump on this drone.
Well, I'm like, we need to
Operation
get
Drone Bridge.
yeah, I'm like, listen, we need to get across to where Haley is. We need to move across. Maybe we can take their shuttle. Because this, and then I point at the storm coming in. Like, we need to get out of
Yeah.
here before that hits.
So I'm gonna roll cool for Christine.
Yeah.
To see if she can hold her shit together because she's like what's the name of the actress that plays the mom in The Shining? She's doing
Shelley
that
Duvall.
right now. She's she's fully Shelley
Shelley
Duvall-ing
Duvall.
right now. She's just screaming and like she's trying like just like eyes wide, like terrified. And so she turns and she hasn't seen the like firestorm and the big repurposed acre bots and stuff and like the end of the world approaching. So she turns to look at it, and we're gonna make a cool roll for her. She has 1 die. And I think seeing this and knowing the situation she's in, but I'm gonna give her a boost die because she's not alone. Let's see how she does. All right, Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, she does. Look at that.
She holds it together. She takes a strain, but she just like swallows her fear, and she
She
looks
can roll
at
better
you.
than Yasna can.
That's right. She looks at you, and yeah, she pulls out her guns and rocket packs over and kills everybody. She looks.
Oh.
She looks at you and
Nice.
she just nods like, okay, like yeah, if that's what you think is a good idea, okay.
No,
Yeah,
but it's
and
the only
then-
one. It's the only one we've got. Like it's kind of like
Yeah, and so the two of
it's
you,
a terrible idea.
right? Exactly. No, but I'm not going to say that, or you're going to freak out again. So we
Yeah.
cut down to Haley, and Haley, you're feeling frustrated. You know now that Autumn and Christina are up on the roof. You can still hear there's like struggles and like fighting and like there's all this shit. There's a lot going on for one little synth. What do you want to do?
So I don't think the computers thing is working out. So I would like to manually try to control one of the
Oh,
one
so
of
you want to try to
the,
set it into manual and just
drones. I want to
okay.
get on it and just ride it like it's a big like bug.
Yeah.
Like this is some Fern Gully shit right here.
Oh god, I love
I
it
wanna
so much.
Fern Gully this drone.
So you
And
want
I have
wanna-
very good coordination skills. I just want you to know.
you want to activate manual control of the drone itself. Okay, so you have
Put it into
to
manual.
the one of the silos, one of the little drone silos is cracked open slightly. So you need to squeeze in there and then open up the drone and turn it on and assume control of it. That's your plan?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's great. So because we're getting close to the end of the episode, I think the last thing that we see happening, we're gonna pick up on the fight and everything next time. But the last thing we see happening is so Autumn, you're looking down, you see Haley in front of the panel. She looks
What's
up and
she doing?
sees you. She looks up and sees you, gives you like a fuck yeah, and then crawls into the drone silo and disappears.
I go, what? Hold on 1 second.
And then and then in. And so we just see Haley slip away into the drone storage silo. And I guess Autumn, like reaction shot from you
Anniversary.
before we
Just
end the episode. So
eyes going wide, and just probably turns to Christine and just goes like, "It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine."
perfect. It's gonna be fine. And then that's where we fade
Yeah.
to black.
Love
Cool.
Cool, cool, cool.
So the
Cool.
way experience works in the game, because we'll hand out some XP at the end, is during a session, everybody gets a base 10 experience. So we give everybody 10 XP, and then you can get more experience for each one of your. Remember, we decided all of your little I can't remember what this game calls them, but like your flaws and your strengths and whatever. So take a look at those, right? Your motivations. That's what they're called in this game. Take a look at your motivations. And if you think that your motivation got your character in trouble or made the story more interesting, say so, and you can get more experience. So let's start with, I'm looking at your character sheet right now, Countess Eridanis. Did any of your motivations come into play? Your desire, your fear, your strength, or your flaw?
I think maybe with the last kind of action, this very ambitious plan to go up on the roof and jump across is definitely a reckless plan.
Recklessness. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep. You're endangering someone else, which runs directly counter to safety, which is great.
Yeah. But I think that, for sure, for that one. And
Okay.
then like a little bit of her idealism where she didn't want to kill anybody. She basically like wanted to calm down the fight and stuff like that as well. Like she didn't want to
Right.
necessarily.
You didn't jump in on the side of any one person. You were like, I can still fix this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So you get another 5 XP for each one that you tag. So you get 20 XP this session.
Oh my god, it's so different.
Another...
Number. I have XP.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No, actually, Mark, so you get 20 XP, but you can't have them for 40 more episodes. So thanks for that. Okay, well we'll go around. So Yasna,
Yep.
did you tag any
Really
of yours?
interesting, because one of my fears, motivation for fear is failure.
Oh yeah.
So you can't have XP just for failing, but if you show us that you have been failing and are afraid of failing again, that's certainly possible. So
I mean,
you get your 10, but do you have any more for?
I would like to think that just the sheer, just continuing to try to perform action after action. I know I'm reaching there, but I just thought that was funny. I'll take my 10. I would maybe argue justice in terms of like, but not really in action. So 10.
Yeah, I like the thing you have adaptable, which was the one I was going to tag for the 5. I think you did illustrate your adaptable, because that whole spiel about, you idiot, why are you firing a rifle in here, right? Like, and adapting to Martin, and like it seems to me like that's the thing, is failure and failure is your fear and adaptable is your strength. They go well together, because as you fail, you try different tactics and you apply like what you know. So yeah, so take 15.
Awesome.
Okay. Let's do Johnny. Johnny, who has the dubious honor of being the only character who has been shot so far. You got injured. That was very good. I'm proud of you.
Johnny Collins.
You're muted there, Johnny baby. No one can hear you.
I was just saying stupid stuff, so it's not a big deal.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not sure
So,
that I don't know if Johnny would really get any extra experience, because his desire wouldn't.
Yeah, read through, because your character sheet appears to be blank to me. So can you tell me
So,
what are your, and we'll get that squared away, but what's your desire, fear, strength, and flaw?
Well, desire is to be known differently or be understood. Because right now he's obviously presented as like a charismatic dude. Fear is abandonment and uselessness. So he really is scared of like being a toaster and someone finally being like, all right, that's it, we're done with you.
Okay.
Strength is creativity and insightfulness in certain situations that don't require fighting. So it's not very creative when it comes to fighting. And then flaws like spacing out, being unreliable or unstable maybe, and repeating himself. So I don't think that he was really particularly creative. He just kind of like flailed and was like, they want that away. Like they didn't really.
And that's fine. Sometimes that happens. I think that the fear of abandonment may very well come up next session, but I think for right now, yeah, take your 10.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll
And
take the 10.
and then Haley, did any of your motivation stuff come up?
I was thinking adaptable just because I think her original plan when she was leaving the comms station was to provide like a distraction with her childish
Yeah.
appearance, and then it absolutely went south, and she was like, "All right,
Mhm.
new plan, go into the
plan.
drones." Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you
And, like, the
take
manual control
take
thing as
15.
well. That was a cool adaptability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I obviously don't know what computers are, so let's try
Yeah, obviously. So yeah, and you tried to do a thing even though your character wasn't skilled at it because you were trying to adapt. You're like, well, I'm doing the best with what I got. Okay, cool. So yeah, you take 15. So the XP in this game, you can spend it anytime. Like anytime you have it, you can do it
Mm.
in between sessions. You don't need downtime or anything. You can just spend your XP in the same way that you spent it for your character creation. So if you had any left over from character creation, add this to it and use that same table that's in the book in the handouts to spend it, and you can just do it in between. So if you do spend experience, let's start the next episode and let us know so that the chat can follow along and know what's different. Cool. Well, that's it. That is our first episode. Thank you for an action-packed premiere for season 2 of Roleplay Far Verona. A special thanks to our brand new cast members for joining us here in the world of Acheron Row. So I will let you do some. Let's do some shout outs, and we will bid our space friends a fond farewell. Let's start with Mark. Mark, shout it out for us.
Hey, thanks very much for watching this premiere episode of Far Verona Season 2. I'm super excited to be back. Super excited to play with all these amazing new characters and new players. Had a really good time. If you want to catch up more of my stuff, I do a show called High Rollers, which is every Sunday at 5 o'clock UK time over on twitch.tv/Yogscast. I also do my own streaming where I do various RPG prep and things like that. I also have a YouTube channel where I talk about LARP and lots of other RPG stuff like that as well. Really excited to more. Can't wait to get into some of this more detailed lore. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Big thank you to everybody and Adam for the game.
I will point out to chat that in between part 1 and part 2, Mark sent me a very long block of text about his character. I saw it and I was like, cool backstory, but I'm like kind of in the middle of running a game, so
yeah,
like I'll get
that's
to
fine.
this
It was
in
just it's for you to have it when you need it. It's there for
no, I
you.
appreciate that. Well, speaking of go getters who like to message me about their character, Wheat, please, if you will.
It's an honor and it's a pleasure to be back. Sorry about the hotel broadcast. Hopefully, just got word during the show. I got to make a phone call right now, but hopefully we're going to be good next week. Thank you all for the support leading up to this second season and throughout it already. I'm just really excited to see how this is going to all come together, and just excited to be back on Roleplay. So thanks. You know where to find me, djWheat, pretty much everywhere. So
Fantastic. Thanks, Wheat. Next up, everybody's favorite malfunctioning robot, Elspeth. Do the thing. Shout it on out.
So hi, I'm Elspeth. You can check me out at twitch.tv/djWheat. I'm actually really excited to be here, even though I am the only player that forgot to spend my experience points. So Johnny is just a little bit underpowered at the moment, and also super just like obviously he's poor boy. He's getting shot all over the place. So he's a toaster. But I'm very excited to present more with Johnny and really get into his backstory and his actual desires. So thank you for having me aboard Far Verona. It's super great to be here with Adam and all the players. I love everybody here, and thank you guys for watching our premiere episode. Can't wait for next week. It's gonna be so good.
Thanks, Elspeth. And last but not least, playing Haley Sky. Vana, do the thing.
Hi, hello there. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You can find me full-time broadcasting on twitch.tv/Vana. You can also find me doing all sorts of random RPG stuff over at Saving Throw Show and Geek and Sundry as well. And thank you for the time for my close-up. And then also, I mentioned it earlier, but I would love for y'all to make it to our live Pugmire game if you're going to be at Gen Con. So that's going to be Thursday at 3 p.m. There's still tickets available. It's only $2. So if you're going to be there, it's going to be a great cast sneak peek of new content from Onyx Path for Pirates of Pugmire, and it's going to be really fun. So if you're going to be there, I hope to see you. But yeah, I'm excited for next episode. See this go horribly wrong.
Yeah, we
Right.
can watch Mark's character fall off a roof again.
It's gonna happen.
Cool. Well,
What was it? Was it
thank
episode
you.
2 as well in previous
No,
season?
I was.
think
We were. It was like mission 2. It was like episode 4 or 5. I don't know. Chat. When
Okay.
did Mark's character die? You know what? You can find out if you like today's episode and you're interested in the world, and this is your first taste of Acheron Row or the Verona universe. You can learn more about it by going. I mean, honestly, if you just Google Verona, you will just be awash. Our wiki has hundreds of pages of cool stuff, all created by the community. So our Patreons, if you go to patreon.com/roleplay, all of our patrons get entry into the Verona faction turn and the Discord server, where you can make a character or persona for yourself. You can join one of the many factions. There's like a lot more factions now than there were before. So lots of options to join, and you can take part in the universe itself. So you can do all of that by going over to Patreon. We're going to close out today's episode and do a little post show like we always do after everyone, and talk a little bit more about the episode itself and kind of what we're looking forward to for the next episode. So if you haven't checked that out, that's available to our patrons as well. I think that's everything. I'm going to put together a community Q&A thread. So if you have questions for me or for the cast or just want to talk about the episode, I'll put it together on community.itmejp.com. I'm not home, so it's going to take me a minute to get my laptop and do that, but it'll be up in just a minute, and I'll tweet it. You can find me on Twitter at skinnyghost or on twitch.tv/Adam Coble, where I do GM prep and I play games. And you can find me right here GMing Court of Swords, which is our Dungeons and Dragons game. So if fantasy is something you enjoy, definitely check out Court of Swords. It is a long-running epic 5e D&D game. I'm very proud of it. And if you want to watch me make fun of Max in real time rather than just throwing shade at him, that's the place to do it. So thanks for coming, everybody. We will see you next time for more Outer Space Adventure. I've been Adam Coble. You've been awesome. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.